we know what this obsession with beauty gets these ladies because we've shown it to you on this stream. Sepsis after a breast implant exploded. Now I'm back and ready for Pride. Oh, God!
What the fuck?
I'm sorry that there is no amount of plastic surgery in the world that is going to undo the genetic horror that you have inflicted upon your own being.
She's got a face like an anteater.
Well, they said Pride, so you don't know if it's a she or a he.
True.
I will never understand these women transplanting a baboon's anus where their mouth is supposed to be.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like pre-AI.
But this is giving me a horrible flashback of the One Tit Wonder episode.
Well, yeah, this is the chick whose tit literally exploded, and we had to show it on New Tech because we couldn't show it on YouTube.
Oh, so
it was literally just a deflated flesh sack with a huge hole where the nipple used to be, and it was all compressed inside. Like a basketball that was left out all winter, and then you bring it in and it's just caved. Like, it was so disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
I did not need that.
No,
Look at that simp.
Simp, yeah. I like my soccer. Because that's not a gay sport or anything.
Yeah, facts.
Bunch of dudes diving for the deck, pretending to be injured, fighting over their balls. That's not gay.
So this person is, but it was the fans and the LGBTQ plus community that were there to support us.
Support them for their woes. Oh, of course she identifies as pansexual. So you're literally not part of the alphabet community. You just want to be for clout.
Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
The loose gay butt twerking queer in America community.
Oh, well, that's essentially what all of these newfangled bullshit genders are.
Yes.
It's, you're special, and you get special privileges and rights, and you get to riot without being arrested. I want to be special too.
There you
I'll
go.
be pansexual.
So how about
No
we just
shit.
add another?
I got one for you.
Another letter.
What do you got?
I got one for you. Colorado, our wonderful Jared Polsmoker, Jared Polis. He just passed a law that now if you're transgender and you committed a felony, it's okay now for transgender people to change their names. Very cool.
Literally making it easier for them to duck law enforcement and avoid consequences for their actions. I read about that.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're being genocided if I, refuse to call you sir.
Yeah.
When I know you were born with a vagine.
Yeah, listen, I have a hard time lying.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not going to play pretend because you have a mental illness.
No, I refuse.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't tell a schizophrenic that the aliens were real either.
Correct. That's beyond me. Like,
that's what they're asking you to do.
This is violence.
But they
if you
are.
misgender me. This is violence if you use you're dead naming me. It's violence.
You're dead. Okay. Well, would you like to experience actual violence?
Well,
we can compare and contrast. It's just like when I raise my voice a little bit, or I speak to my son in a level tone, and he's like, "You're yelling at me." I was like, "Would you like a sample of yelling?"
And then he shrinks back. I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm using command voice here.
Yeah.
This is not yelling.
It's like,
I can yell at you if you want.
Yeah, like I'm leveling with you. Okay, that's a trick women love to do. Oh, you're yelling at me. No. If I was yelling at you,
you would know it.
You would know it, and you wouldn't need to be in the room to hear it.
That's just a gaslighting attempt to keep you docile.
Yes, that's really all that is.
I've had some women in the past when I'd be like, "Hey, get moving." You don't have to yell at me. Why are you not running? Move.
I've actually asked a couple of them, well, why when I ask nicely do you not respond? And then when I'm a dick, you do.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's what happens. That's
kind of answered your own question.
They bitch and moan, whine, complain out of both sets of lips.
That's right.
And then they continue to reward the behavior that they hate.
The complainer squared.
Yep. It's like, stop rewarding bad behavior with free poon, and maybe it'll stop. You ever think of that?
Just sounds like a lot of common sense, though.
Which is not, it's not common anymore.
They go through that bad boy
It's called
phase.
exceptional sense.
He's a good woman. Well, that eliminates you from the equation.
Right.
Hey-o!
You know how many times I heard that? If you just get a good woman, you'll mellow out. I'm like,
oh my God.
What are you talking about? Well, Pop, you're a little edgy. Sometimes your heart gets big. You're so intense. Like, what? What do you fucking mean? See, that's exactly it. Yeah, whatever.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Tongue dart a butthole, man.
I like it.
Just not built for the modern day.
It's just
No.
nasty.
You have to go around and bite your tongue.
And
Gotta
I've
bite your
had
tongue.
officers like come into my office and shut the door and go, Sergeant Pop, you're the kind of NCO that should be like kept in a glass case with the sign that says break in case of war. I'm like, open the door, get out of my office. Every NCO should be exactly as I am, because then we would win fucking wars instead of, protracted losing.
Stalemating, because it's not really about winning or losing. It's about padding the pockets of a deep state.
Like if I was the guy running
wrong.
Vietnam back in the day, I would have bombed the North into a parking lot, and that would have been it.
There you go.
And people are like, well, that's so mean. I'm like, war is not nice.
War is not nice. Yeah.
And it should be waged in such a horrific manner that people will actually want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sad that since 2020, hindsight is no longer 2020.
No,
You
no,
notice that?
it's 10-15.
People are really like they're willfully turning their back on Japan's war crimes now to try to hold the U.S. I mean, do we need to drop 2 nukes on them? Absolutely fucking not.
Don't get me,
But
don't-
do not get anyone started on Japan's war crimes from World War II, because there's one hell of a long list.
Listen,
Yeah.
man, I'm very brutal
The
about this.
Japanese, you need to apologize.
No, no.
A formal
You know
apology
what I
was
would've-
issued decades ago.
You know what I've done to this man? I would have had us drop all 6 of our atomic bombs. And then I would say, okay, are you going to surrender? If I got any static, I would remove every major city, blockade the entire island for 6 years, and it would cease to exist. They were so I literally have done a lot of research on what they did in China.
Yeah.
Holy
It
shit.
was reprehensible.
It was
Yeah.
war
They were-
crimes from the private to the generals.
It's like the Soviets and the Nazis were nothing
Yeah.
compared to what
Yeah.
the Japanese
And,
Imperial
like,
Army
you know,
did.
When Germany fell and what the Soviets did to the German citizens, they're like, oh, that was terrible. I'm like, well, the Germans kind of did it first. So
Yeah. The Russians experienced more casualties than any other country.
because
Yeah.
they fight stupid.
They do fight stupid.
Yeah, they fight stupid. I got it.
But I'm just saying there had to be people on the other side ready to do the killing.
Yes.
And there was primarily the Germans.
But there was islands during Japan's island hopping campaign. They just exterminated the people
Yeah.
there.
Sorry, went off the
No,
weeds
it's all
there.
good.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.